God damn. She built like a... No, I'm just not gonna say it. What's up, guys and guys? What the fuck? But then again, there's 97% of you that are dudes, you know. We got Johnsons and shit. But yeah, welcome, guys and gals. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not, watch this video up to the end or watch my other videos. Like, comment down below, do whatever. Yep, check the playlist if you want to check out my other stuff. Yeah, and yeah, now you've seen her. Seen her in the thumbnail. You've seen her in the game. Damn, who you picking? Older sis, younger sis. Hey, whoa, we're already married, okay? We already got the ring. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Doing fine right now. But yeah. Or maybe you're sleepy, you could watch my video. Fall asleep. In the middle of the room stood the Juno-like girl holding an instrument with which she was sawing or drilling something with utmost focus. How does Brizzy know what sawing or drilling means? I guess their civilization wasn't so backwards after all. I started with interest in what she was doing. She was standing next to a large metal contraption made up of many parts, and there was a sparkling glow coming from her device. Damn, roar! Oh my goodness, this family is too hot to handle, my man. Finally, Juno made a strange sound with her helmet, alerting Xena to our presence. However, she simply extended her hand towards us, silently signaling for us to be quiet. For the next few minutes, Juno and I waited patiently for Xena to finish and turn her attention to us. All the while, I looked around curiously, noticing new things that I had never seen before. I wanted to ask Juno everything, what it was, but what was Xena doing, what kind of thing she was fixing, but I didn't make a sound, waiting for the unpleasant loud noise to finally subside. Juno also had various instruments on the ship, and she explained many of them to me and how they operated. But the contraptions here in Xena's base were completely unknown to me. Like a whole new world. A whole new world. Finally, the noise abruptly died down, the whistling of the wind and the creaking of metal outside settling back into our ears. What the flip? Maybe they could have just done a little bit of an animation kind of thing. Kinda didn't like that. Really 2D, man. Alright, Xena turned to us, putting her tool aside, and a huge smile appeared on her helmet, similar to Juno's, only with a bluish glow. Juno! Xena squealed with joy. Calm down, YouTube. They're clothed with fur. God damn, roar. Well. This game is bussin'. Xena squealed with joy and rushed towards Juno, almost knocking her off her feet. She clung to Juno in a tight hug, almost bumping helmets with her. Juno hugged her back, a smile appearing on her helmet as well. When they stood side by side, I was able to compare them. Though they look alike, their differences were immediately apparent. Xena was taller than Juno and her hair was silver and much longer. I stood back watching their greeting and feeling a little awkward. This is Brizzy, I told you about him, remember? Oh, he's so small and cute. Alright, we're already rizzing her, my man. My goodness. We just got that face, we just got that aura, we just got that confidence. We got that sad riz, we got that I'm Batman riz, my parents are dead kind of riz, you know? Where did you find him, Juno? Look at him, he's adorable. Her words made me blush, feeling even more awkward. Yeah. Nice to meet you. I held out my hand for a handshake. Xena gave me a puzzled look, then smiled and slapped my hand, slapping it so hard that the impact echoed in my ears. So he got dabbed up. Alright. I held back a shriek, sensing that she was as strong as Juno, or perhaps even stronger. It's nice to meet you too. I couldn't wait to see what kind of friend Juno made. Xena grinned slightly. Yeah, and an animation of slightly playing eyebrows appeared on her helmet. Yeah, she told me about you too. Oh, really? What did she tell you? I bet she missed me a lot. Right, Juno? How long has it been since I last saw you? Feels like forever. Probably 10 years. Juno smiled embarrassedly. Xena waved her hand. I don't even notice how fast time flies by here. It happens when you sit at work all the time. Last time someone visited me was NVO100. That was a while ago. She said she's staying at the door right now. She said she needed a break from everything, popped in to buy a few things, and flew off. Wait, really? I haven't contacted her in a while. I thought she was in another galaxy altogether. She failed her last mission and finally decided to go on a vacation. I awkwardly watched their conversation, sheepishly feeling like a kid who was eavesdropping on other people's secrets. Finally, Juno turned her gaze to me. Look, Xena, we're really in a hurry, just passing through as well. Did you finish my things? Xena chuckled. Of course, everything's ready and waiting for you. But I have to finish this crap before I pack your order. Just give me about 10 minutes. And besides, I can't just let you go without any chit-chat, can I? Why don't you go to my break room and I'll join you later? I decided to jump in on the conversation. Thanks, but we're really in a bit of a hurry. I don't want to hear it. Come on, I'll show you the way. Dina didn't even listen, stepping forward confidently. I have to clear my throat. Oh my god, what the hell? It's okay, Rizzy, we have some time. I just sighed heavily as we followed Xena. Oh wow, comfy area. I like the vibe here, man. The break room turned out to be a place made entirely of metal, never mind. Slot machines, the kind Juno had told me about, a bar counter, metal furniture, even a metal carpet lying with a metal floor and screwed to it with nuts. I looked around puzzled, sitting down on the hard, cold couch. Juno sat down next to me. Would you like something to drink? A snack? I had some excellent fire water delivered a couple days ago. I looked at Juno and leaning over muttered, yeah, I was gonna ask again. I was like, fire water? What in tarnation? Juno smiled at Xena. No thanks, we'll take something not that strong. Actually, we really don't have time to drink, Xena. We'd love to stay with you longer, but... Xena immediately brightened. Then just stay. Believe me, there's room for everyone. I'm the only one on this planet. No, I'm sorry, we really can't. We have to hurry. Oh my god, no. L interaction with sister-in-law. Small sis over here. Well, I'll get you some tea then. Junior want the usual, right? Yes, thank you, Xena. Xena quickly went to the bar and got us each a drink. She brought me a strange blue-colored tea and Juno got a glass of some fizzy drink I didn't recognize. What is it? I pointed the glass in Juno's hands. Oh, it's a deliciously sweet drink from one planet. I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of a fizzy syrup. It was delivered just a couple days ago. I think they call it soda. Soda? Do you want to try it? I nodded. Juno handed me her glass and I took one small sip through a special drinking hole in my helmet, immediately feeling the small bubbles fizz in my mouth. A carbonated drink to make you smile. Hey, oh my god, they'll steal that Coca-Cola. Calm down. Or maybe I was the one who stole it. Alright, somebody's revving up their motorcycle like a bitch. Get the fuck out of here. A fizzy drink. Wow. I'm actually confused. How do the Protogens eat? Interesting. Wow, it's like alcohol but sweet and with no burn. I got a whole case of these. If you want, I can order your pack before you leave. Maybe you'd like a snack. I got something here. No, thank you, Xena. God! It's amazing. And welcome back, everybody. Sandra calmed down. You know, gave her some soda, some tea, some good old remedy. I looked at Xena curiously. Where do you get all this stuff from? Oh, I got it from Shopee, from Amazon, from Alibaba, you know what I'm saying? I get everything delivered from a neighboring planet once a month. Would you like to go there together? A note of hope flashes in Xena's voice again. Sorry sis, we're in a real hurry. Xena smiled. Oh, right. Well anyway, you should go there sometime in the future. It's unforgettable. Maybe next year. Xena nodded, Xena nodded, her helmet brightened up a little bit. Okay, I'll go and get everything ready. Just wait for me in 10 minutes. And please don't fool around without me. I have many toys you guys would like. Xena giggled again and winked at us, making my face flush again, and Juno smiled awkwardly. Oh! Wow! W sister-in-law right there. Xena turned and walked away, hiding in the building. Her comment rattled around in my head. Did you... Told her that you and I... Juno blushed again. No, I just said you're a close friend. But don't worry, even if we were really just friends, Xena would have said exactly the same thing. She made the same joke about Toshi. Juno and I sat in silence for a while, listening to the clank of metal. I looked ponderously at the mountains of garbage around us. How does Xena even live here? It would be torture for me. There's no one to talk to, no nature to admire. Juno smiled softly. Yeah, I know, and that's why she wants us to stay a little longer. Hope you are not offended by her manners, Brizzy. She's just lonely here, you know? She's always happy to have someone over, even if it's just for a little while. Of course I'm not offended. I'd love to stick around for a visit if it weren't for our mission. I was being a little deceitful. I really didn't want to stay on this planet at all, but I wouldn't mind going along with the two of them to the neighboring planet Xena had mentioned to see the seasonal sale and other inhabitants of the galaxy. I could hardly imagine Xena living here, and I couldn't help but feel a bit sad for her. There was no way I could have survived in such conditions. Why doesn't she just leave this mess? Juno shrugged thoughtfully. Like I said, Xena came here of her own volition. She likes it here, she's always loved the solitude. It's just that sometimes there's such a thing as too much solitude if you ask me. Amen, sister! I like solitude as well, but not too much, you know. I spent a lot of time alone too, only talking to Pixie. I thought everything was great, but when I met you, I realized how lonely I really was. Maybe Xena will meet someone too, who knows? I smiled weakly. How will she meet anyone she spends all her time at this dump? Juno laughed. I told her the same thing, but Xena had always been a little shut in. I would have lost it long ago. Well, your species' psyche is much weaker than ours. Yeah, I guess so. But Xena has a job here. Her life is her work, and her work is her life. I'm certain that no one can make a set of tech armor better than her. So this is why we came here. You're finally changing it. Juno smiled. I've decided that we need a little upgrade. Ah, yes. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. If you want to deal with the anomaly, Xena is an expert in terms of technology. I asked her to create a set of reinforced armor to be ready for anything. There would be enhanced protection, temperature monitoring, and organ function analysis. Damn! And on top of that, Pixie will be able to get all that data through my armor sensors. If I take critical damage, a suit will send an emergency signal and Pixie will send a jet to fetch me. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Sounds great, but I hope you never get into a situation where the signal thing is needed. Well, it's better to be prepared for anything. Now that you mention it, I'd like to get myself some armor too. Juno looked at me in surprise. Why do you need armor? Why? To fight alongside you. You don't think I'd let you go anywhere alone, do you? No, of course not, but I'm what? I looked at Juno. Oh, what you gonna say, huh? What you gonna say? Yeah, weaker? Huh? Say the W word. The word, huh? Say the W word. W? Or are we talking about two-letter U's? No matter how much I trained, I couldn't match her performance simply because of the limitations of my body. Once you know or have known the limits of the flesh, you would want to upgrade yourself. Remove the flesh and become part of the metal machine. But even though it was an objective and obvious fact, I still felt a surge of irritation in my chest. It was as if Juno hadn't even thought about me fighting, had written me off beforehand, but I wasn't going to stand by with me. Oh, it was my own planet that had been destroyed and it was my responsibility to take my revenge. Brizzy, Xena interrupted our conversation that moment, unknowingly stopping an impending quarrel. Like squirrel. Little sister-in-law over here. I didn't want to argue with Juno, not at all, but lately I'd been thinking I was pushing it myself. It was as if I couldn't help myself, as if the emotions that were bubbling inside me were eager to find some way out. It was getting harder and harder to hold back. No matter how hard I tried, it made me feel like a psycho. Juno was my closest friend. Nah, not just a friend, homeboy. Best friend. Lover. The one who had always supported me. I couldn't understand why my negative emotions, irritation, and resentment were directed at her. Maybe you're not mad at her. Maybe you're mad at yourself. Maybe it's because there was no one else. I sighed once again, berating myself, and silently thanked Xena for stepping in at such a good time. Xena appeared before us with a large container which she placed effortlessly on the floor. So, everything you're gonna need is here. I've got it all set up. The armor's all ready. Just waiting for you, sis. As well as the weapon and mods you asked for. Xena winked at us. Juno grinned. Thank you, Xena. Can I put it on right now? Wait, you ordered weapons as well? Yeah, just a melee weapon. I'll show it to you when we get back to the ship. Juno approached her container, running her hand admiringly over it. You can put it on right now, but I advise you to do it on your own ship instead. How about Rizzy take the armor to your jet while you and I have a little chat? Juno raised an eyebrow at Xena. A chat? About what? Xena rubbed the back of her neck in embarrassment. Well, is something wrong? I looked at Xena puzzled. Xena shook her head immediately. No, just girls talk. I want to talk to Juno about some of our siblings. Juno looked just as stunned as I was, but she must have realized something from the tone of Xena's voice because she nodded and turned to me. Alright, Rizzy can take the armor to the jet. I'll be right back. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, right? Xena immediately agreed. It will be just a word or two? I smiled uncertainly and nod. What you talking about, girl? What you talking about? Oh, you're like smiling and shit. Huh? All right, I get it. You want to talk about the tea? Spill the tea? All right, I'll let you do your thing. You know, I'll let you do your thing. I'll let you do your yapping. Dina saw this and said, "Oh, he's so cute. Just look at him." My first turned red, both because I was embarrassed and because this box was heavy as hell. It was nice to meet you, Zena. You too, sweetie. Come and visit me as soon as you're done with your mission, and please be gentle with my sister. Zena winked at me. I took one last look at her and Juno and headed for the jet, dragging the container with much difficulty. She knows what's up. Double sister-in-law right there. She knows what's up. What a wing woman. Once inside, I dropped the box and sat down on the floor. I didn't know what Zena and Juno decided to gossip about, and this mosquito is pissing me off because it's biting my legs, man. It's on my legs. And that made me a little uneasy. What if Zena knew some information about the anomaly but didn't want to say? What if she didn't like me and didn't want to say it openly? A variety of thoughts began to swirl in my head. I was not satisfied with either scenario. It only made me more anxious. I looked at my watch, counting every minute. I wanted to get to the ship as soon as possible to continue our journey. When my gaze fell on the container of armor, I felt a pang of contradictory envy. Sure, I was all glad Juno was better, prepared for a fight, but at the same time, I was offended that she hadn't thought to order armor for me as well. She's just looking out for you, homeboy. Listen, if I had a wife like Wonder Woman, I'd be like, I get it. You know, I get it. You don't want me to fight. I mean, you're fighting people like Darkseid, Steppenwolf. You're fighting people that can literally throw buildings. I get it, you know. I can see 100% chance me getting barely... You know, the survivability is really low when you think about it. All my life, the people around me had done nothing but take care of me. And now when I was ready to fight, when I finally knew what I wanted, they were trying to push me aside again. To top it all off, it was done by the person who I love, my closest friend. The one I trusted and loved so much. I sighed and tried to shake the thoughts away. I wanted to get back on board the ship, go to the gym, and clear the nonsense cluttering my mind. The view from the jet's windows did nothing to improve my mood. This planet seemed to be synonymous with the words dreary and boring. The low grayish yellow clouds did not add to its charm at all. Why is she sad? Half an hour later, I was about to search for Juno, but the doors opened and Juno came aboard. She looked sad and confused, deep in her thoughts. Settling their chair, she silently pressed the cockpit's buttons and the jet lifted into the air. Is everything alright? Juno turned to me and an awkward smile appeared on her helmet. Yeah, everything's just fine. Let's hurry back and test my new armor. The jet floated upwards, maneuvering carefully among the mountains of debris. Sorry. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Juno looked tense as she'd heard bad news. What did Xena say? My question hung in the air unanswered. After a moment's silence, Juno shook her head. It's alright, Brizzy, don't worry. We just had a little chat about this and that. I'm just sad to part with Xena, that's all. Is that really it? There was a falseness in Juno's voice that I'd learned to recognize after practically 2 years of living side by side with her. I didn't like her reaction. Something was clearly upsetting her. Waifu, what's the problem? Tell the big man what's the problem. Or little man. I wanted to know to understand what was wrong, but Juno didn't seem keen on enlightening me. We just talked about the past. You wouldn't be interested anyway. I scowled. Not that you've ever told me anything about your past besides Toshi. Juno didn't answer, concentrating on the jet controls. Though she didn't need to, it had maneuvered itself back to the ship thanks to its autopilot. I still wanted to push the matter further to ask Juno what had happened. The fact that I didn't know much about her hurt me a little because Juno knew practically everything about me. She knew about the prophecy, about my home planet, about my parents, about what had happened and why I'd run away. But she wouldn't tell me anything about her life, and sometimes I felt that she just didn't want to. I didn't want to think about the possibility of her not trusting me enough to share that kind of thing, but the thought kept popping to my head. Every time we came up to this topic in our discussions, Juno would just cut it off and say I wouldn't be interested. She said her life was long and boring and I wouldn't hear anything exciting anyway. But Juno was from another planet, a different species, so how could I not be interested in what was happening there? Even though it was something trivial and simple for her, it felt like a whole different world to me. She had explored my planet herself, showing admiration and interest in learning about our way of life and traditions. However, she seemed unwilling to reciprocate and share anything about herself. But even so, I didn't push the topic forward. I just turned away from the window, watching the planet shrink away below. When our jet docked with the ship, Juno effortlessly picked up the container and headed for the docking bay, still deep in her thoughts. What did they talk about? I am curious as well. Somebody fucked their brakes. I had no choice but to follow her. Juno, you know you can talk to me if something's wrong, right? I do not turn, a soft smile appearing on her helmet. I know, Brizzy, and you can talk to me too if something bothers you. Ooh, touche, woman, touche. Alright. So I just checked if we're actually recording. We nodded to each other in silence, neither one saying what we actually thought. June and I spent the next day on our way to our first target, a planet that she had found through her analysis and on which we hoped to find some answers. Judging by the fact that Juno sent signals to the planet and received no response, we knew in advance that the planet was either uninhabited or the creatures living on it had not yet reached a level of development to be able to receive and send signals into space. As we approached the planet, I felt a mixture of impatience, excitement, and anxiety. I wanted so desperately for us to find something, anything, to get even a hint as soon as possible. So much time without any progress had done wicked things to my psyche, and the only two things that could distract me were spending time with Juno and training. I spent most of my free time at the gym, the rest of which I spent sleeping, showering, eating, playing games, and having fun with Juno. Juno grumbled every now and then that too much training wasn't good for me, but I had thought otherwise. My body was getting stronger, I could feel my muscles growing and hardening, and that gave me even more motivation to push further. Man's got a goal, man wants to get swole. I respect that, and we gotta respect that as a whole. Once again, exhausted in front of the punching bag in the gym, I sat on the floor wiping the sweat from my face. I couldn't help Juno in the lab, nor could I find the anomaly by myself, but I could at least do my best to protect not only myself but also her in case of any danger. But with Juno's abilities and her new armor, I doubt she'd ever need that help. I exhaled and started to stare at the ceiling, trying to once again to push away my gloomy mood. Calm down, YouTube, she's wearing armor and her whole body is covered in fur. My goodness, she's ripped, man. What the hell? She been working out. Holy moly, gums gazooly. What the flip of the dookie bump will fuck me in the ass, buddy. At that moment, the bay doors opened and Juno entered the gym. My eyes found her immediately and I saw with surprise and undisguised admiration that she was wearing the new armor Xena had created for her. The armor looked much sturdier and heavier than the previous set. Oh, definitely heavier. I could see all that. The hard black plates protected Juno's and illuminated a warm yellow hue. Wow, that looks impressive. Yeah, I loved it too. It's so comfortable and lightweight, it's like it's not there at all. Xena is a genius, just like I said. A smile approached on Juno's helmet and she ran her hand over the plates, enjoying their smoothness and comfort. You look very beautiful in it. I smiled involuntarily, enjoying the way the armor accentuated Juno's sexy, strong yet graceful figure. Oh, thank you. AW Riz, my man. You're the scum of the universe, and I'm getting sick of it. Kakarot. It's me, Prince Vegeta. I'm sorry, we're in space. I'm getting that Dragon Ball vibes, you know? By the way, we're approaching the planet, so you can shower and pack. In an hour, we should be able to touch down. I nodded and hurried to take a shower and get dressed. When I was done getting ready, I stood by the ship's window, admiring the glowing blue ball of light against the black canvas of space. So beautiful. Yeah, its name is 012221M. Not very many have explored it yet. Sometimes it felt like Juno was making up this planet names as we spoke. Judging by the atmospheric analysis, you'll be able to breathe safely there, so you won't need any extra gear. And the rifle? Since I've been on the ship, Juno has been actively training me to hone not only my strength but also my marksmanship. Man be playing Valorant? Man be crack? Ooh. However, I had not yet had the opportunity to demonstrate the results of my training in action. I'll take a rifle. I think just one would be enough for us. If there are intelligent beings out there, we'll try not to contact them. But, Brizzy, it's alright. It's just an exploratory mission. It's not that we're colonizing a planet or something. Juno smiled. I still pressed my lips together unhappily, but it was pointless to argue. Exactly! Brizzy is already wearing his Ferdinand Magellan costume. He's already wearing Christopher Columbus attire, man. He's ready. He's ready to colonize his whole planet's butthole. Okay, then let's go. We got in the jet, which soon lowered us into the surface of the planet. An incredible world of green fields, fresh air, and blue sky opened up before us. Let me see. Oh wow, we're in... We're in Zelda, my god. Breath of the Wild. The jet descended in a giant field, scaring away a herd of some outlandish unknown to us animals. They had huge horns and a body covered in scales. As Juno stepped to the ground, she looked around admiringly. Wow, look at these funny creatures. I wonder what they are. Well, we can say they are herbivores. Their scales shimmer. That's so unusual and cool. I wish I could get a sample. I immediately frowned and looking at Juno. Sample? You're not going to chase these things all over the woods, are you? They're not likely to stand around patiently waiting for it to take samples. Juno groaned frustratedly. But there haven't been any explorers on this planet yet. Juno, we have a mission, remember? Let's just focus on that. We've wasted a lot of time as it is. My man, you're making arguments open right now. You are literally putting in the landmine yourself in front of you. I don't know what he's doing. Busy. Yes, you're right. She picked up the locator she had prepared back on the ship. But then I kept forgetting this is not a dating simulator. So how do I begin searching? And what are we even looking for exactly? Juno began to adjust the device while explaining the plan to me. I spent a long time studying anomalies. Eventually I was able to work out something critical about their formation. They all arose from different sources. It was as if someone had planted seeds at a distance from each other, leaving them to mature so that they would not interfere or attract attention. Anomalies, like everything else, exude a certain energy. And thanks to this locator, we will be able to analyze where the source of the energy concentration is. Wait, energy? Like the one you were talking about? The energy of electrons, right? I frowned, remembering all the things Juno had taught me during our time together. She taught me whole lessons about how the world works, sharing the knowledge available to her species. The laws of nature, how energy works within creatures, how the cosmos work, and many more concepts well beyond the collective knowledge of my people. Of course, it was not easy for me. There's nothing like it on my planet. So there's no... Yeah, it's kind of hard for him because there's no reference here. There's no examples. Home examples. And no one would discover the energy of electrons for a long time. But I tried to absorb everything Juno said, and now I had at least a slight idea of how our instruments work. No, not really. The energy we're looking for is more complex nature. Imagine that every being and thing in this universe contains a certain energy in their body. This locator allows us to read it and find the sources of the strongest emission. I'll tell you more about that later. Sources? Yes, some creatures or matters exude more energy than others. For example, these little creatures here are like small sparkles. And what we're looking for is like a huge bonfire. Oh, I think I've got it. And on this planet, I have found these huge bonfires. They shine so brightly that you can see their trail from a great distance if you know how to look. Is this planet also going to be destroyed? Juno's helmet reflected a sad expression. I'm afraid so. We need some time to analyze the source before we do anything. Let's go, Brizzy. Time to begin our search. That's so sad, man. So much death and destruction in this universe. She headed forward through the forest, holding the locator in front of her. I followed her, looking one last time at the sluggish, lazy animals munching carelessly on the grass at the edges of the clearing. My heart clenched in my chest with pity for them and anger at whoever had done this. Why would anyone want to do that? Why destroy a planet like this? There's nothing here but these animals. What the hell was the point in all of this? That's a good question to save for another time, my boy. Frustration and indignation could be heard in my voice. I couldn't accept the fact that we probably couldn't help this place. We didn't know how to destroy the anomaly and we could only search for its source to see how it worked. But remembering what had happened to my home... I don't know. I've traveled through space for so long, I've seen different beings. They behave differently, they had different values. Some destroyed themselves in the struggle for power, resource, and territory. Others have tried to colonize other planets and use them as a source of resources for themselves. But with the single purpose to destroy entire planets for no reason, I've never seen something like that before. But maybe there's an actual motive that we don't know yet. Juno sighed, walking ahead of me through the thick, rich green forest. It is a pestilence, my boy. Life itself is a disease. I'm just kidding, everyone. Calm down, YouTube. I'm not trying to promote that crazy ideology. It doesn't make any sense. Some dumb monster thinks that they can decide which planets should live and which ones shouldn't. What is this? Some kind of Galactus? If that, it's like... I don't know, man. Juno smiled weakly at my indignation. Or is it indignation? We're going to do everything we can to stop it, Brizzy. At least we are not sitting idly by. I can't believe this place is also going to disappear soon. It's just not fair. Look at how great it is here. I sucked in a breath of air looking around. This planet looks so much like my home. Sorry. This planet looks so much like my home planet that for a moment I could imagine being back there, back home. Nostalgia. But of course the forests were much thicker here and the trees were taller. But so far this planet reminded me of my home planet the most out of anywhere we had been. Are there no sentient beings here? Juno shrugged. There might be, but we don't know yet. It's usually pretty hard to gauge if there's an intelligent species on a planet if they haven't reached a certain point of development. I mean, I remember that when I first met you, or saw you, I almost gave my soul to Heavenly Mother. Juno laughed. I remember that. But I can't make contact with an alien civilization without scaring them off. In most cases, space travelers try to avoid any contact, like with the former inhabitants of the planet where Xena lives. In the past, when its inhabitants were still alive, travelers flew past them because that civilization did not know about the existence of other civilizations in the universe. They sent signals into space, but because there were constant wars on the planet, none of the passing travelers want to get involved in all that. Oh my god, is this the same? Oh my, damn, that's just like us, man. If I were an alien top dog civilization, I'd be like, alright, civilization is quite advanced, but they're a bit warmongering, like, you know, I kind of don't wanna, I don't vibe with them, chat. I don't vibe with them, you know what I'm saying? But in general, good spacefarers, welcome back everyone. Sandra finally calmed down, but yeah. Where was I? But in general, good spacefarers try to avoid planet, blah blah blah. Maybe someone from outside made himself known. It would be possible to help the inhabitants to stop their conflicts and explore space. Just depends, Brizzy. Some people are a bit too ambitious. They want to hog everything for themselves, rather doom everyone with them than, you know, not getting at the top of the mountain. Maybe they knew they were not alone, they would forget about wars and would start working together. Juno hummed. Yeah, or try to conquer not only their own territories but other people's as well. Plus, we would have to share our technology in order to communicate with them. Considering that they were lagging behind, sharing our technology would definitely interfere with their natural progress. This interference would only make the overall situation even worse. Intelligent beings, especially scientists, don't want to let the entire ecosystem destroy itself, but it cannot be avoided the ecosystem might be dangerous to the outer world. That's true. Give a gun to a low intelligence species and decided, we could just conquer everyone with this. Well, look at that. We just made our own enemy. They couldn't even get along with a planet with their own kind, so I don't think it would be different with someone from outside. I think humans are just inherently species or races. Let's look outside of themselves, right? We think we're the top dogs. We are the apex predator of this planet. We're just so competitive that when there's a new species out there, look at fiction right now. Look at all the books. It always depicts humanity as being, you know, like, we always think that we're at the top. If you're not a human, you're like, I mean, you have to speak human. You got. Look at this. Other species, we always imagine them as us, bipedal creatures. What if they're not? So then, for us, it would be weird. It would be like, we can't even imagine that another creature that doesn't look like us would be more intelligent and stuff like that. Some would, but overall, like humanity, if some kind of alien decides to be like, hey, guys, I'm chill. Oh man, I don't know what can happen, but they're hell gonna get captured. Oh yeah, you're probably right. So establish contact with either with those who are already willing and able to engage in dialogue, or with those who cannot currently harm us and require assistance from the outside to survive. Just like with our planet. But the most important rule, we don't share our knowledge and technology. We just gather information, do what needs to be done, and fly away. Often those who have seen us are not even believe, and usually this protects the species from potential problems and damage. I was thoughtfully silent and walking with Juno throughout the forest. The locator led us farther and farther into the thicket. I'd like to be a researcher too. I mean, when we're done with the anomaly, Juno smiled. Well, do our best to solve it, Brizzy, and then we can plan our future together. Aw. I'll help you no matter what happens. I hummed, nodding. I wish I could help you with something too in return. What do you mean? You're already helping me a lot. You may not know about science and technology yet, but you're helping me in other ways. And how exactly do I help you? Juno smiled softly and put her hand on my shoulder. You give me motivation, a reason to carry on. Since I met you, I'm not alone anymore. Aw? I love you, Brizzy, and you help me more than you know. I nodded, though there was still an uncomfortable feeling in my chest that I couldn't shake off. I wanted Juno to see me as someone who could actually contribute, not just comfort and moral support. We were trying to take revenge, trying to prevent the same tragedy that befell my planet. I was limited by my knowledge, by my development, by my strength, by the abilities of my body. All I could do was follow Juno, and if we were attacked now, I couldn't protect her. I couldn't destroy the anomaly myself, even if I found its source. As I looked around, I thought again about the fact that this planet would soon be gone. And I felt even more sick to my stomach. It was a beautiful place worthy of life. Maybe in a few thousand years or hundreds of thousands, a civilization would have appeared here too. Or maybe the guy who's riding a motorcycle in a neighborhood and really stepping or hitting that gas. They could calm the fuck down a bit. It's nighttime. Or maybe it's already here, just a level of development where its presence was not yet obvious. Juno told me about how easy it was to find an advanced species on a planet. Their planet is wrapped around satellites and space stations. It shines with signals like a sparkling flashlight, vehicles fly across the sky, and rockets shoot out into space. But if a species has not yet reached this stage, it will have no satellites, no stations, no nothing. Only cities, countries full of intelligent beings. Maybe somewhere out here on this planet, just a few hours away from us, there was a whole city we didn't even know about. I like to see it. I like to see what other creatures might be out there. During the time I had been traveling through space with Juno, I had only seen her species, Juno herself, and now Xena. And I wondered how different the other inhabitants of the universe were from me. My imagination could not even imagine what the inhabitants of a completely different planet might be like. Like myself, or something entirely different. Maybe with a different skin color, a different set of limbs, eyes and ears. Yes sir, that's what I was thinking as well. Or maybe they wouldn't have a body at all and would be like Pixie. I could only hope that in the future I would be able to find out. Soon June and I noticed that the forest around us was thinning. Finally, the trees parted and we were on the beach. With the forest now long behind us, the undisturbed sand entangled itself beneath our toes and the smell of salty seawater hit our noses. Before us, a vast sea stretching beyond the horizon. The azure water shone with the glare of a star shining in the sky, and the waves lapped lazily the shore. I looked around in admiration, admired the scenery, but before I could say anything, Juno's locator flashed and beep indicated that we were getting close. Is it here? Yeah, right over there. Juno pointed to the right. We went further along the shore and soon saw a strange device sticking out of the sand. It looked like a tower of sorts. A black tower. It stuck out starkly against the scenery. It was nothing like the local flora and fauna. We didn't go any closer as the sand around the device was strewn with the corpses of animals that had inhabited this beach. What is this thing? Juno frowned, puzzled. I don't know, but I'm sure that's our goal. We stopped looking at the device from a distance. I think we'd better stay back. I wonder how long it's been sitting here. Juno looked down and pointed to the armored fish-like creatures crawling under her feet. I didn't know what they were, but they looked scary enough even though they were small. Judging by the fact that the contamination zone is still small, this can't have been here for long. So what do? We have to shut it down somehow. That's true, Brizzy, but it's kinda dangerous. Juno folded her arms across her chest and thought. Shouldn't we just destroy it? Just throw a grenade at it and be done with it? Juno shook her head. Nah, that's not a good idea. First of all, we need to study this thing. I'm pretty sure that's the source of the anomaly. And second, we don't know how the anomaly will behave if we destroy its vessel. We could destroy the planet, kill ourselves if the energy is let out all at once. Facts. Nothing but facts. 100%. I'ma end this video right here, I guess, everybody. Oh, what do we do then? Well, I'ma end this video. Maybe I could push a little bit. We can't just walk away. Of course not. Give me a moment to think of a solution. We're assigned for a few moments, contemplating what to do. I'll contact Pixie. I've got research bots aboard the jet. We'll try to shut this thing down. God damn it. Alright everyone, that's the signal. Sandra got mad and barked, so I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm gonna see you the next Furry Protogen 2 episode or some other video you like. Yeah. See ya. Good luck whenever doing. Sweet dreams everyone. Bye.